Hello, and you're very welcome back to the Zero Bucks Given podcast here in Legacy Studios in beautiful Galway. We had a little bit of a break. There's nothing wrong with that. Since I was on last, I have been to Singapore. I've done a couple of shows and I ran 7K runs in 6 different counties last Sunday for Northwest Stop. Now, I'm not going to get into the trip to Singapore, but I will be talking about the marathon I done last Sunday and for who I done it for, because tonight's guest is a very special guest and someone that I met before the run and during the run. Thankfully, she was there to support me, especially towards the end. Please welcome onto the podcast, and that is my job to welcome her on, Rebecca Gilmartin.
Thanks, Stephen. It's lovely to be here.
Yes.
Yeah.
This has been threatening now for a few weeks, so it's great to finally get you
on the long run. Yeah.
Onto the podcast. It's our first podcast back, so of the second season, we'll say. This, I think, our 19th in total, so no pressure.
No, none at all.
We'll talk a little bit about the marathon because I haven't mentioned it, I don't think, on any public platform or podcast yet. And so far, the day itself raised nearly 3,500 between bucket sales and online, which is great for the charity, but it's great for me doing it. Seeing as I do one a month, it's a great amount, and it just shows you how much mental health and especially suicide prevention hits a chord with so many people.
Yeah,
and not just about raising money for the charity. It was about raising awareness, and the charity that you work for, Stop, and the free counselling service that they provide as well. Yeah. But we'll get into it anyway. You were given me as a contact by a mutual friend.
Yeah.
And then you rang me and we quickly got on it.
Yeah.
So it was a quick turnaround, and I met you then down in your home house, and we decided. You probably thought this fella is off his tits because I hadn't contacted you for ages. I was in Singapore.
Yeah, I had lost hope that it was happening.
Yes.
Yeah.
Never lose hope.
Yeah.
If I say I'm going to do something,
you'll do it.
I'll do it.
I can hold you to that now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd like to think I can anyway. If I say I'm going to do something, I try my level best.
Yeah. You're just a very busy man.
A very busy man.
Yeah.
And I remember texting you, I think I was like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning in Singapore. I was probably a few drinks in me. I said, don't worry about that. We'll sort all that. Send me the link. The whole works. And that's just how I roll.
Yeah.
But I did. The reason I do that is because I do so much charity events or shout outs. I don't want to keep going back to the same people. And eventually, if I was to do that for the whole entire month, people get sick of it. So I can guarantee you I would have got just as much fundraising in them 2-3 days that we pushed it than I would have for the entire month. Yeah. And that's just the nature of the beast. And you can't blame if I keep going back. So the reason I do all different ones is I might just hit someone on a good day with a charity that's relevant to them or some sort of relevance to them, and if they're feeling generous and hopefully, but also the main thing is to raise awareness for the charity. Yeah. So I started the charity off in Cavan. You put me in touch with
our chairperson, Tom.
Yes, Tom.
Yeah.
Absolute gentleman. The way I thought it was going to go is I thought I was going to meet Tom, and then the two of us were going to run the 7K. But when I met Tom, I quickly realised that wasn't going to be happening. No. Yeah, he's a solid man. he's a big josker, and he was in his dress gear, so there was definitely no running. But he was there at 6 o'clock in the morning in Cavan. Beautiful. I didn't realise how nice around that area was. Black Line is absolutely gorgeous, and he ran me out to 3.5k out and the 3.5k back. But a little bit short of it, because he told me he wanted me to run around the pitch to finish, which I did. Yeah. But when I got to 3.3 kilometres, Tom was like, I don't think you got to 3.5 there. I said, Jesus, it's 6:30 in the morning. And did you not tell me to run around the pitch? And he says, oh, that's right,
Nice.
Jim.
Yeah.
So anyway,
He wasn't letting you up anyway.
He wasn't definitely not. He's been too long. He's a Mayo man, but he's been too long in Cavan. I was getting absolutely nothing off him.
Yeah.
So I wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
And we went back to the pitch then, Shannon Gale's pitch, and we done the first one. And I was flying. Same in Leitrim. I didn't quite know, when I was planning it out, you were like, you don't even have a proper plan together. I was planning it out in my head. As long as I got 3 or 4 points, I could work the rest of them in. And then I done Leitrim on the way back to Sligo. The only routes that I wanted to keep time with was Cavan, Sligo, because there was a group of people going to be there at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I actually made it a little bit too early there. We done the one in Leitrim at the Ballroom of Romance. Went out. I seen areas that day that I had never seen. I didn't even know that Glenfarne forest was so beautiful, and the lake down there, absolutely gorgeous. Then I went to Sligo, met Philip Steels, and we went at 7K. They took me at my pace. They were running as if it was a normal 7K, and this was my only run that day.
Yeah.
But do you know what? I got it done in fairly quick time. Got up to Donegal, and the reason I'm telling this is because this is where Rebecca comes in. I was still flying it, but I hadn't eaten. I hadn't eaten at all. I was just drinking water and a pouch of electrolytes. And I went up to Donegal, and I was still grand, but then it was a very hilly 7K, and that took the wind out of my sails altogether. And I still hadn't eaten, and I shouldn't have. I have this thing that I don't eat when I'm running, but the fact that I had been up since 4 o'clock in the morning.
A long day with nothing.
Yeah, a long day with nothing. I wasn't thinking straight. I just wanted to get it done back and forth.
Yeah.
And instead of just taking something, by the time I got to Roscommon, I was probably very much malnourished at that stage and not taking in enough. And that's when I met ye, and you were all buzzing.
Yeah.
And there was a gangy, and then there was lovely David Green, a proper marathon runner, fit as a fiddle. He had his own story too.
Yeah.
A great story to be telling me all the way around, and he had his struggles, and he knew what it was all about, and how running actually is good for your mental health and all that too.
Yeah.
And after about 2 kilometers, I was just I just zonked. So obviously the sugars were gone, everything like that. So it was a very slow last 5K, but we got through it. I walked the last bit of it. Like when I say I'm going to do something, if I had to crawl the last 7K, I'm going to do it. Yeah. But especially David, he's a seasoned runner. He's seen it all before. And I should know myself. I've done so many of these. He said, you're not leaving here until you eat something. And lucky enough, you had some food for me.
Mommy and me, I
yes.
had food for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Tom came out with a coffee. And then I got into the car. You took my car, thankfully. Yeah. Because it gives me a chance just to relax. And then I just dozed off like a little babog.
Yeah, having a nice wee snooze.
It was like heaven. It was like I was on a cloud.
Yeah.
And by the time then I got as far as Thurles, see, I was rushing myself as well because I wanted to get Mayo were playing Roscommon. And I thought if I got into even halfway through the game, it might create another bit of awareness. Yeah. I didn't want to announce it too much either because I didn't know how, with all the travelling that we were doing and how long it was going to take to get to every place, even running it and driving it. Yeah. I didn't know how long. Involved. Exactly, a lot involved. But we got there towards the end of the match. I actually probably could have made a little bit of earlier on in the match, but to get the full 7K, I actually had to go up around the town and come around again. I didn't want. If the most important thing was to get the 7K, to get the marathon up. Which, by the way, a marathon distance in kilometers is 42.2K, right? And some lad said, "Sure, 7K is only 42K. What about the other 0.2?" But I don't know whether he was taking the mickey or not. Yeah. But anyway, I assure you, I done more than the marathon distance. Yeah. But then we got the buckets together in
Castlebar.
And the funny thing is, I do take the mick out of Roscommon, obviously, but it was the Roscommon people that were the most supportive of it. Yeah. And they stopped to chat as well. But that just shows you, as I've always said, you'll never be a prophet in your own land. Anyways, that's the quick version of the marathon, and that's where you came in.
Mhm.
You were my savior that day, and let's talk about you now. I feel like I've been chatting here for ages.
No, I suppose you don't give yourself enough credit.
Yeah.
Like when you came back in Roscommon, in Lockheed, like
Yeah.
you still had a lap of the car park to do, and we
Yes.
were like, "Will you stop?" But
Yeah.
you were like, "No, no, I'm doing it. I'm doing it."
Yes.
And like we all thought we were going to collapse there.
Yeah.
You didn't even want me to drive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Eventually, you were like, "Oh, you take over."
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know? Yeah. So
yeah.
it was great. So you have a little snooze, and you were perked up
Oh
a good
my
bit.
God,
Then
I
to
was
finish.
ready to go again.
Yeah.
That was the nicest chicken roll sandwich I ever had.
What did you say to me then? You're a very careful driver, is it?
Well,
Something
it
like
must
that.
have been,
Yeah.
because there wasn't a bump, a meg.
Yeah.
Now I'd be a fairly careful driver myself now, but
Yeah.
I drive
So
people.
I said I was sticking to the speed limit. I wasn't going too
Yes,
slow.
yes.
Yeah. We were on a time limit.
Yes, and by then I was like, the match was, the first half was over, Mayo were well wrapped, so
Yeah.
I was happy out then, and that gave me another spurt,
Boost.
and we got as far as there. But tell me about, let's start early life, your background. I do this with every guest.
Yeah.
I want to get people's background. I have this thing that I say, show me the 7-year-old and I'll show you the adult.
Yeah. Exactly.
And we'll discover, the last time I asked that with Karen Delaney, I was like, I couldn't believe that I'd hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
So tell me about your early life and your background.
Yeah. So I'm from Louth originally, a little village called Lannigasson.
Oh, I didn't realise you were from Louth.
Oh, really?
I thought you were a
love
Sligo lady.
myself.
Yes.
No, my husband's a Sligo man.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm from Louth originally. See something you didn't know about me
Yes.
already.
Yes.
I grew up there. I went to school, secondary school in Dundalk.
Yeah.
I suppose, like, obviously I'm here to kind of talk about my own mental health journey and that.
Yes.
So when I was younger, my parents nicknamed me Gaza after Paul Gascoigne
Okay.
because I cried
Oh,
at everything.
okay.
Whether I was happy, sad, nervous, excited, I cried. That was my only way to, if I felt any emotion, I didn't know what it was, and I cried. So
When you say cry, is that like tears?
tears, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was just, it was an unusual feeling for me, and I didn't know what to do with it. So I cried.
Okay.
At the time, obviously, I didn't. Obviously, after doing a lot of work on myself, I realised that it was because I was feeling emotion, and it was
Yes.
an unusual feeling. So, yeah. Growing up, I cried a lot.
From what age do you remember crying? Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah. But I'd say even from as young as 5, over the simplest
Okay.
little things. And, like, my poor mother and father, I could imagine, like, if my own were crying all the time, I'd be like, oh, what's wrong with her now? Like, I can
Yes.
see where, but it just, and obviously that would make me feel worse.
Yeah.
And I did eventually get to a stage where I kind of tried to keep it in.
Yes.
And that was probably the worst thing I could have done.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when you start crying, what was there a frustration with your parents, do you think, or did they?
Yeah.
There was.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there was. It's like, oh, like, and as I said, I can completely understand where they're coming from. It's like, oh, here she goes again. And it's
Yes.
nearly a case of, oh, if anything is said to Becca, she's going to cry.
Okay.
Do you know? And that's just the way it was.
Had you brothers and sisters?
I had an older brother and a younger sister. So it's a middle
Okay.
child. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
That
they
was
would
tough.
have been quite close. And I would have the crier and the kind of
Yeah.
a bit different.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
You obviously knew that you felt different.
Yeah, well, I suppose with 3 of us in the family, and they were quite close, so I always kind of felt that bit more of an outsider because I wasn't as close as the 2 of them.
Okay.
Yeah,
That was
Yeah.
that'd add to your mental your mental
exactly,
health
my
as well.
emotions and stuff. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, and they got on really well, and it was just
What would be your relationship with your parents at the time?
Grant. We wouldn't be ones for talking emotions.
Yes. Okay.
This
Proper
was-
Irish.
This was 30 years ago. Like, I'm
Yes.
39 now, so.
Okay.
Even when I was in secondary school, I got to a stage where I tried to not cry, but instead I started self-harming.
Okay.
Yeah,
At
to
what
feel
age,
something. I
Rebecca?
would have been probably 15.
Okay.
And my parents did find out. And given this was a long time ago,
Yes.
I told them that I hated myself. And I obviously they give out to me for self-harming.
Okay.
And for them, the quick fix was, like, back then there was no talk about anxiety or anything like that. So it was like, oh, sure, we'll join Slimming World and we lose a bit of weight and then you
Okay.
might be happier. And
Right.
yeah.
So do you think did they thought it was your weight you were?
Yeah,
you
that
were,
I just wasn't happy with who I was, how I looked.
Okay.
Yeah, and I can imagine as a teenager, I was probably hormonal and God knows what else. Yeah.
Yes. And obviously, would you have felt that it was more than that yourself at the time, or did you think this was?
I think so. I just
Yeah.
had this numbness,
Okay.
was all I could. Yeah, it's like I didn't see any. Like, I was getting through. I was going to college. I wasn't going to college. I was going to school.
Yeah.
I going to school. I had friends. I suppose we lived out in the country, so it was quite isolated. It would be me and my brother and sister really out
Okay.
on our own, and Dad worked. Mum was at home all the time, so it would have been, Mum didn't drive at the time, so it was very like I was one of those weirdos that loved going to school.
Okay. I was just about
Because
to
I
ask, how
had-
were you in school?
yeah. I loved going to school because I had something to do. It was really like an escape for me
Yes.
in a way. Yeah, so I loved school, and like I used to love in August going buying all the new school books, and I
Yes.
couldn't wait to get back to school. and-
Okay.
yeah,
Did you
yeah.
have Did you have friends in school?
I did. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Were they like? Did they understand you more than maybe the home?
Probably. I went to an all girls school,
Okay.
so they probably did. I suppose I could probably talk a bit more openly with my friends,
Yeah.
but at the same time, back then you don't talk about that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I think throughout my life, that's kind of been a big holdback for me, is not talking about what was going on.
Okay.
Yeah, and throughout my life. Yeah.
Do you think? Moving forward now, and we'll go back to. Do you think that's changed any now? Is it more open to discussion?
In general,
Yes.
I'd like to think so. There is still a huge stigma there, though. There is
Yeah.
people that they're just, I suppose they're ashamed. They're afraid of what people might think, especially like men just don't talk.
Okay.
Like, okay, some women won't either, but it's like you're afraid to appear weak.
Yeah. I'd like to think that is changing,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd like to advocate that men that are, we'll just say, an alpha man or a man's man, especially in Ireland, that it's becoming more approachable to discuss
Yeah.
men's sheds and all that. I think is really
Yeah,
really
no,
helped.
there is a lot of stuff out
so
there
it's
to-
changing, but I
yeah.
know it could be,
Yeah.
it could change a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, yesterday, even in Swinford, there was a case of someone that took their own life, and someone that I
Okay.
would have known.
Sorry, Jared.
And yeah, it was a massive shock.
Yeah.
Really lovely guy,
Yeah.
and unfortunately, that's the option he took.
Yeah.
When you finished school,
Mm.
how would you say your mental health was then? Had you any desire to go to college?
Yeah, I went to college and I got a degree in science as a microbiologist.
Okay.
College was, I was let loose in college. I
Okay.
had freedom, do you know what I mean? And I
Yes.
was going out, obviously, boys, different things. Like,
Yes.
so I did live that. It was funny. I always missed home, and I'd ring
Okay.
home every night.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed the
Yes.
bit of freedom of
I
being
think
able
that's
to,
a nice
yeah.
balance.
It was very different. Like, it was in Dublin. I went to UCD. I stayed in Diggs.
Yes.
Still had a bit of a mommy figure around there, but yeah, no, it was nice to get out there and live life, I suppose.
So obviously, your mental health at that stage would have been fairly balanced.
yeah,
Or
I
was
would
it-
have.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
I suppose.
what changed then for the worse?
Yeah. So I have 3 children.
Yes.
When I had my first child, I was diagnosed with postnatal depression.
Okay.
I was tired, as you are
Yes.
when you have children, babies at home, and I didn't realize. Yeah,
Where did you meet your husband?
I met Gavin online back
Oh,
in the
very
day. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and So met him online and we met up and we're together since, to be
Okay,
fair.
very good.
Yeah.
Fair
yeah.
play, Gavin.
Yeah, God love him.
Yeah, sound
yeah.
skin, met him.
Yeah, I know we'll be telling plenty of stories about him, but good ones. Yeah.
Yes.
yeah. I've put him through the mill, to be fair.
Okay.
yeah. Yeah.
So would you have been finished with college at that stage?
I kind of met him towards the end of college.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm long distance relationship. He was working over in Galway. I was
Okay.
in Dublin and at home in Loud at the weekends.
Back then, that would have been a long distance relationship. Now, not so much.
No, there was
Yes.
no video calls. There was no
Yes,
selfies.
yes.
There was none of that. Yeah. So we had a mobile phone and you had to pay to text.
Just as you say that, no mobile phone. There's an awful lot of pressure nowadays with social media, especially,
Mhm.
and mental health. And I do think that the two of them are matched. They configure with each other
Yeah.
because, especially with late teens, early 20s, and that whole performance that you have to put on for social media and how
Yeah.
you have to look, how you have to act,
Mm-hmm.
and people are all about your follower, your status online,
Yeah.
which is crazy. And I know that I've a middle-sized platform, but I'm actually my head is about to burst with it.
Yeah.
It's nuts, and it's all performative.
Yeah.
And it's not real.
Yeah. I think some people don't really like. I have to say, like, when I met you, you're not who I expected you to be at all.
Okay.
You're just so relaxed, so laid back and quiet. It's like, and I suppose a lot of people don't realize that, like, it is an
Yeah.
act.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's
Yeah,
you
it's a
do it
character.
for your
It's a
it's
character.
comedy. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, it's comedy or it's a message, and then
Yeah.
sometimes I snap back into my real
Real
self.
self. Yeah.
And I think that's what people want every so often. They want
Yeah.
the comedy,
Yeah.
they want the creamy pint videos, but they also appreciate the realness
of you.
of
yeah.
it every so
Yeah.
often. I drop
Exactly. Yeah.
in, and that's the whole thing about it. But so you met Gavin. How
Yeah.
quickly did you got married?
Oh yeah, we're married.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
you're married. Yeah,
We
not that there's anything wrong with it.
Oh yeah. no,
Relationship. But
we
you're not married.
we got engaged in 2012, and I remember saying I don't want to get married in 2013 because 13, unlucky
Right.
number.
Okay.
So we arranged it for 2014, and in the meantime, I got pregnant with.
Okay.
So we had a baby outside of wedlock, which is fine.
I've had 5 of them.
It was planned. Okay, yeah, wrong person to say it.
Yeah.
yeah. But it was all like the wedding was all planned and all. So
Yes.
yeah. So
Lovely.
me and Gavin were
That's
together.
quick. That's pretty quick moving.
Oh well, we were together. We were together from 2007.
Oh right. Okay.
So we were
yeah.
together 7 years.
Okay.
well,
yes. Okay.
7 years
No,
by the
I
time
thought
we
it
got
was-
married. Yeah.
No worries.
Yeah. And we're married 12 now. So yeah, it's a long time. yeah.
Yes.
But so he was working in Clifton in Connemara.
Mm.
So
Beautiful.
I moved over there with him
Okay.
and got work over there, and I had Aaron over there.
Yes.
Gavin is a Sligo man originally,
Yes.
so we were out on our own. We didn't have any grandparents or
Yes. Very important.
yeah, we did have good friends out there.
Yes.
But you didn't have the family support.
Mhm.
And I was working, and obviously I was off for maternity leave, and my 3 kids had reflux,
Okay.
and like it was torture.
Before we got into the
Yeah.
3 kids, because they're not triplets, are they?
No.
All right. Sorry.
No, you messed
So
up.
yes, I know. I was
Yeah.
like,
They're very different.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, so yeah, the first son, he obviously, I suppose I didn't have this like, oh my God, I'm a mommy. It's a beautiful baby. Like
yes.
I loved him and that, but it was tough work. And a lot of
Yeah.
people don't acknowledge that sometimes.
Yes. Oh, it is
And I
very
think-
tough work.
Yeah, for me, it was, like, why am I not all happy and in this bubble? And,
Yes.
like, I should be coping, everything should be fine.
And is that from straight away?
Fairly early on, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like, I'd be waiting for Gavin to get home and be like, please, like, he cried a lot. Like, he actually ended up having surgery when he was only 4 weeks old because
Okay.
he kept vomiting, and I can't remember the name of the thing, but he needed surgery up in Crumlin, and
Yes.
there was all of that. So it was
A lot of work. You're still in Clifton at this stage?
Clifton, yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you've no real support network
No,
as such
No, yeah,
there.
yeah. A lot of our friends wouldn't have had kids as
Yeah,
well, so
yeah.
I was very much alone.
Of
and
course.
I remember Gavin coming home one day, and I was like, I can't do this. Like, what do you mean? And I was like, I can't. It's like, yeah, what do you mean you can't? It's like, we have them now.
Yeah,
Like,
you
there's nothing
can't
you can do.
hand them back.
Yeah.
I've had enough.
So, yeah. So, like, in fairness, I did go to the doctor, was put on medication.
Yeah.
I did go to counselling. Bear in mind, we were trying to organise a wedding and everything as
Okay,
well.
yes,
So, we
of
had all that
course.
going on at the same time. But, like, I got through it with
Yeah.
the help of medication. And I suppose when Gavin realised how bad I was, he did try and, like, we would have tried to get grandparents over or
Yes.
someone to help every so often. And
So describe what your day to day was at that stage.
yeah, I see Gavin worked shifts.
Yeah.
So I suppose that was a bit of
So
another pressure.
did they change?
So it was, he'd be working 2 days, 2 nights, and then off for a few
Oh,
days.
yes.
And so, like, I know even during the days, I'd be trying so hard to make sure the child doesn't cry.
Okay.
And I just felt like I was getting nothing done.
Okay.
It's especially when you have others and you're like, how did I think I was busy with one?
Yeah.
But it's like everything just seemed like a chore.
Yeah.
Okay, I need him to sleep. I need to be able to do this. And I wasn't.
Were you
taking
putting
time
pressure
for
on
me.
yourself?
Oh yeah, yeah. Like when he was asleep, that's when I do the cleaning or the cooking, or
Yeah.
I wasn't looking after me at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like that, because I didn't have the stereotypical, oh, this is great, I'm a mommy. I
Yes.
felt like I was doing it all wrong, that
The
something wrong with me.
maternal instinct didn't kick in.
Yeah, if like it's when I always, like, even when I was younger, it was always dolls and always babies, and I love babies, but it was an awful lot harder than I
Yeah.
realised
Of course,
it
not
was
easy.
going to be. Yeah,
I
Yeah.
commend every mother that has ever been. It is
Yeah.
very tough,
yeah,
especially when you're tired.
yeah, exactly.
Did your mental health deteriorate from there on?
It did, yeah. So I think once I kind of got on medication and bit of counselling, got married, got through things. We had our second baby. I was okay after him, even
Okay.
before him. Like and I had come off medication, and it was all okay, you know. And we were kind of trying for maybe a year for him. So
You okay?
we sort of said, look, whatever happens, happens. We would like another one. And he was only 6 months when I found out I was pregnant again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a
So-
quick turnaround.
Yeah,
Irish-
it is. And
Irish twins.
well, yeah, 18 months kind of between them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but, and I'll never forget the day we found out the 4 of us were at home with a vomiting bug.
Okay.
And we were going to get tablets in the chemist. And I was like, should we get a pregnancy test? Because then there's something not right. And
Okay.
I should remember crying, thinking, how am I going to, how could we manage with a 5th child here with a stomach bug?
Yes.
Yeah. So it was, but we were delighted. And the first 2 were boys, and then Amy was the little girl.
Okay.
So
Sorry,
when
was that the second child or the third child?
that
you
was
were-
the third.
third,
Yeah.
okay,
I
yes.
skipped over the second child
yes,
there
yeah.
quickly.
Good,
I
no,
didn't mean
because
to. Yeah.
that went fairly
Yeah,
well.
it went fairly well. And
Yes.
yeah.
So
And
3 kids fairly close
Yeah,
together
it was like
is
3
is
under
tough.
5. So
yes.
yeah.
Oh my
and
God.
Yeah. And when I was pregnant with Amy, baby.
Wait a minute. I had 3 under 5 as well. Well,
you forget, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. But you do forget, like, even talking here is bringing up stuff I'd forgotten about. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
But when I was pregnant with Amy, we sort of decided that we need a bit of support. So
Yes.
it was a case of we're going to move closer to either set of
Okay.
grandparents.
Yes.
And we, not Gavin, we
Yes.
choose Sligo.
Okay.
So yeah, so I was, I think, 34 weeks pregnant when we bought our house in Sligo and
Okay,
moved
very
over.
good.
Yeah,
That's another
so-
big. There's a lot of big things happening
Yeah,
all in one go.
yeah.
Because 5 years is nothing.
No, it's
Nothing.
not when you look back. Like,
Was your
yeah.
was also were your own parents younger or older or around the same age as Gavin's?
They're around the
parents?
same age.
Around
yeah,
the same age. Okay.
yeah, yeah. But
Was there any particular reason that you moved to Sligo instead of?
Just kind of from a working point of view for Gavin, it was
Okay,
better
yes,
for him. He
okay.
had more opportunities. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And I know when I was pregnant with Amy, we were actually living in Letterfrack.
Yes.
We moved out of Clifton into Letterfrack,
Okay.
and Letterfrack is a lovely village, and
is.
everyone is so lovely.
Yes.
But I felt very alone.
Okay.
There wouldn't be someone that would come and knock on the door and come and
No,
have a cup
yes.
of tea. And
Well, that takes time
yeah,
unless you get very lucky. And
yeah.
when you have kids, it takes a
And
village to raise
then,
a kid,
Yeah,
a child,
exactly. Yeah.
and
So,
especially 3.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. And I know I had these visions that when we move, everything would be brilliant.
Yes.
It'll be, and like I only really knew some of Gavin's family and a few of his friends.
Yes.
But in my head, you know what, I'm not feeling great, but when we get there, life will be brilliant.
Okay.
Everything will be fine. And then we moved, and probably wasn't what I kind of hoped it would be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Did that affect you mentally?
Myself. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So, like, we were living in Tubbercurry in Sligo.
Yes.
Gavin was still working in Clifton.
Oh.
So that was a
Oh, that's
2-hour
tough.
commute
Yes.
each way,
Yes.
and working 12-hour days
Yes.
at home with 3 kids on your own.
Yes.
Not really knowing anybody.
Okay.
Amy was a baby.
Mhm.
In fairness, like Gavin's parents used to be great. They used to come and help at bedtime if he was away. But like I just got on with it for a while.
Yeah.
Like my GP, fair enough, he did say, he's like, maybe we should put you on Medicaid. And I was like, no, I'm just tired. It's normal.
Yeah.
But I just sort of, I kept going. I did take it. Just I was like, well, maybe he sees something I don't.
Yes. Okay.
But this went on for a few months, and then I remember Gavin was later home than expected. I had a tough day with the kids. Like I used to be trying not to cry
Yeah.
around them,
Yeah.
but like I remember going into the bathroom to cry
Yeah.
out of pure
Was there,
frustration.
at that stage, was there any flashbacks of your younger self?
Not really, but I do think maybe it was obviously it probably opens up a thing where you have your mother-daughter relationship, and then I had this girl as well, and
Yes.
it probably did subconsciously bring up a lot
Okay,
for
yeah.
me that I didn't even realise at the time.
Were you doing any counselling at this stage?
At that stage, no. Time for counselling would have been a hard thing, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and even before we moved, like I was working 4 days a week, so I was out on my own, and in fact, like I did push myself to. Well, no, I didn't. Gavin came home from work that day I was in, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. And he's like, what do you mean? And I was just I didn't know what I meant. I was just really hyped up.
Yes.
And I remember going upstairs to the spare room with the intention of killing myself because
Wow.
it was just too much for me.
Was it the first time you thought about that?
I would have thought of it before, but never would have acted on it.
Okay.
And I think for me, it was like a couple, like it was kind of billowing up,
Yeah.
and then it just got
Was
to
it-
the stage where
Yeah. Was it
Yeah.
escalating, or was there a moment that said,
it was just that I was like, I think it just kind of, when he got home, it's like, okay, the kids are safe. I'm done. Do you know,
Yeah,
it's like,
okay.
I'm not needed here anymore in a way. Like, yeah.
and how was there a strain on your relationship because of this over time, or did you
Probably.
just hit Gavin with a complete thunderbolt out of the blue,
No, completely out of the blue.
or
He was
completely out
like,
of the blue?
what the hell? Yeah,
Okay.
like he knew it was tired, yeah, like, but as I said, you have 3 young kids working, do you know, like it's obviously going to be busy.
Yes.
Yeah, so
It's tough.
yeah, it is. And people don't talk about that side of things.
Before
so,
we get into that further,
yeah.
what advice would you give someone in that position, even with 2 kids very young?
Yeah.
What advice would you give now, looking back?
Yeah, I suppose what worked for me, like I went to mother and toddler groups, I went to coffee mornings. I try and find people that are in similar situations,
Yes.
as you, even to get out of the house for play dates, coffees, just
Yes.
anything, because it was isolation and loneliness that was killing me really.
Yes.
Like as well as I had the 3 kids at home, but I always felt very alone. I had
Of
no
course.
adult with me.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Your kids are lovely.
Yeah.
They're fabulous.
yeah,
But when you're an adult, you need an adult conversation,
yeah,
and you need an adult connection,
and
whether it be platonic or whatever way.
exactly, yeah.
You know.
Yeah, you do. And you can imagine any time we did spend together, it was talking about bottles or nappies or
Yes.
God knows what, like all
Yeah.
kid related. It's like
Yeah, well,
never.
They're
yeah.
a full-time job.
Yeah.
It's 24/7.
Yeah.
And I know that subconsciously you're probably always thinking of them, but it is nice to check out
Yeah.
the odd time.
Yeah.
And apart from kids, there is a very much massive loneliness epidemic in this country.
Yeah, definitely.
You know,
All age groups and
all age
yeah.
groups. We'll get into that later
Yeah.
on. So you went up to the room. You
Mhm.
didn't say anything.
No,
Gavin, obviously.
I probably at the head of him. I'm not
Okay.
gonna lie. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, can't do this. I'm sick of this. I can't do this. And I nearly, in a way, resented him because he got to go to work
Yeah.
and I was left at home.
I
minding the
understand
kids
that.
And yeah.
I
And
can
I
see
didn't
that.
even know I resented him until that time. I
Yeah.
was like, he gets like, I wasn't thinking he's providing for us
Yeah, of
financially.
course. Yeah, but
He
you're
might
not
not
thinking
want to go
straight.
to work. Do you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
But he has to do it for But yeah. So it was It's even for me. It kind of came out of nowhere. Like
Yeah.
I don't think I was in tune with how I was feeling myself.
Okay.
I was just kind of day by day
Rolling along.
slogging along. Yeah.
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 So you went to the spare room. Your thoughts at this stage?
There was a belt on the bed,
Okay.
and I suppose I'm always conscious of going into too much detail because I don't want to possibly trigger someone or give people
Yes,
ideas.
yes.
But I had intended to use it
Yeah.
on the curtain pole.
Okay.
Yeah. But Gavin came in and I
Right.
broke down in tears. He was like, "What?
Well,
Where you
obviously
at?"
he realised
How bad it
the
was.
seriousness of it.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
what was his reaction?
But he was like, "What the fuck are you at?" He's like, I don't think he realised, I'm wording myself, how bad things were
Yeah.
until that moment. It was kind of like, okay, there's more going on here than we realise.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
He must have been devastated.
yeah, I think probably shocked more than anything. It's
Okay.
like, because, and that's the thing throughout my whole, like, and it's so common, I masked. I pretend everything was okay.
Yeah.
Like the amount of people locally that would say to me, "I didn't know you went through all of what you went through,"
Yes.
because I'd go out in public, I'd do what needed to be done, and I pretend everything was fine.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's
you
a
know,
typical Irish mother thing.
yeah, but I think that masking eventually did just exhaust me
Yes. Of
without
course.
even realizing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of pressure
Mm-hmm.
when you can't. There's a balance as well. There's a balance of being able to talk to people and express your opinions, and then
Mhm.
just offloading everything
Yeah.
over familiar.
Yeah.
But certainly, I'd rather listen to someone go on, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And it's important that we listen and we look out
Mhm.
for reactions and symptoms of what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think I really lost my identity.
Yes.
I was a mommy.
Yes.
I was a wife. I
Yes.
wasn't Rebecca. I didn't know
Okay.
who Rebecca was. Do you know, like I was like, I had no idea who I was. If someone asked, "Who are you? What do you do?" I'm like, "Oh, well, I'm Rebecca. I have 3 kids.
Yeah.
I'm married." That was my whole identity.
I'm
Like
Gavin's
I
wife.
didn't have, yeah. So
It is very important, no matter how many kids here, and we all love our kids.
yeah,
It's very important not to lose anyone's identity. What makes you.
yeah,
Your kids will grow up and they'll get. Hopefully, they'll discover their identities.
yeah, exactly, yeah,
So it's very important that we all keep our identities and don't
Yeah.
lose them. And we can. That doesn't mean to say that you can't love your kids as well. And we
Mhm.
all love our kids.
yeah.
So what was the reaction then? The next few days after that.
Typical of me saying, getting on with things. Aaron had it was towards the summer, and he had a school tour with preschool. They
Okay.
were going to a farm, and I got on the bus with another parent and sat there and pretended everything was fine.
Okay.
All in the same time thinking, I might not have been here today.
Yes. of
Aaron might not
course.
have been going to this if I
Absolutely.
done what I done. So like, as well as wanting to do that, and there's the guilt then, I was like, I can't believe I was going to do that. Like, and
Yes.
and unfortunately that wasn't my first kind of time going down that route.
Yeah.
So, but it does bring huge guilt of the way things could have went.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was there living a normal
And that's
day.
it's a vicious circle.
Yeah.
It is a vicious circle. It's like you should be doing more, but in reality, you're doing as much as you
You
possibly can.
Yeah.
And sometimes if you take the foot off the gas and find a flow,
Mm.
instead of putting so much pressure on yourself, and then your anxiety, then you're worrying,
Mm.
and worrying is like betting against yourself,
Yeah.
to use Alan Watts as saying on it, and it keeps expanding this orb of negativity.
Yeah. Is that, and you do just go down that wormhole.
Yeah.
It's like nothing. You can't see any good in anything.
Yes.
Do you know? It's
And into the maze.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
it's like a ball of string that never ends, and it's just tangled up.
Yeah, and I know for me, I noticed after a while, like getting the kids to bed was a trigger.
Mm-hmm.
They all needed a bit of company sleeping,
Okay.
so you can imagine with 3 at home on your own
Right,
and trying
okay.
to. So I know, like from 7 o'clock, I would have noticed myself, like it was, and I started having panic attacks.
Okay.
I'd be like, and I was like, what's wrong with me? And it was the worry of getting them to sleep.
Yeah.
And I did, as you said, I put pressure on myself. I put awful pressure on myself.
Yes.
Looking back when a lot of work I done, I'm like, so what if they weren't to sleep by a certain
would you call
time?
it debilitating?
Probably, yeah.
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 It is. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You
And
you probably lose confidence as well when you're like that.
yeah. You do. And then like you're kind of out of touch with
Yeah.
outside world as
Yes.
such, like Big Brother house with kids.
Did you? This is a tough question. Did you ever resent the kids as such?
It was more so all on me that I
Yeah.
can't believe I'm feeling this about my
Okay.
kids, that they're not getting the mother they should have.
Okay, that's a tough feeling. But I'm.
Yeah.
The thing is, look, from an outsider looking in, you were probably doing as good as anyone.
Yeah, exactly. And I suppose that's the thing, like it's not talked about. You know,
Yes.
like I spent so much time feeling guilty about being a bad mummy. I was doing all I could.
Oh my God.
But because the perception of being a mammy is
Yeah.
all hunky-dory, it's not the same in reality, yeah.
Was at this stage, would social media be coming in? Would you have been seeing the perfect
Oh,
mother online and that
yeah.
sort of thing?
definitely, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
And,
there's no
yeah.
such thing, by the way.
No, there isn't. There's no such thing normal, no such thing perfect.
Yes.
But I suppose and people would mean well, but they'd be like, oh, it's such and such a baby and they slept the night from they were 4 weeks. I'm like, that's great. I
yeah.
haven't slept in 3 months, but yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Do
Thanks
you
for
know,
that.
it's like, yeah, people mean well by telling you these things, but it's like, shut up.
Yeah.
You're not helping here.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
And people
Yeah.
need to be conscious of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I do this. I used to do this long sketch. I might bring it back on the live show where I give out about social media,
Mm-hmm.
and it's all pretty much fake.
Yeah.
You know, and I
Yeah.
do think it's more of a curse than a blessing,
Yeah.
and that's the way it's getting more.
Yeah.
But especially in these situations,
Mhm.
you're looking at the mother that's had a newborn kid, and suddenly she's in her summer gear at beach bikini
Yeah.
again.
Everything.
How did
yeah.
that happen?
Yeah. And one thing that used to really get me is he'd work any day of the week. So on Sundays, all families would be out doing family things
Okay.
together, and I was stuck at home with the 3 kids and
Yes.
not doing. So that was guilt that I wasn't doing anything with them. And then I was like, oh, comparing. I'm not gonna lie, I would have put up posts thinking like perceiving that everything
Yes,
was
of
fine
course.
too.
It's keeping up with the
It's-
Joneses. We all
yeah,
fall into it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is great, and you know, I suppose it's
What's the saying about comparison? Comparison is the enemy of joy,
yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but it is like it's
Yeah.
and that's something I've kind of
Yeah.
learned along the way.
Of
that-
course.
Yeah.
Looking back now, would you have done anything? Is there anything you could have done differently? Did you answer that, and then I'll ask.
I don't know. I suppose one thing for me is I never asked for help.
Mm-hmm.
Asking for help would have admitted I was a failure of a mother,
Yes.
and I could not do that.
Yeah.
I was beating myself up enough as it was. So to go and ask help was really admitting that I wasn't doing the job I should have been doing as such.
Okay.
So I ask for help, and like even just little things like with bedtime or with someone bringing them out for a walk or to the playground or something. I had no time for me,
Okay.
and even though, like, if I did have time for me,
Yeah.
I'd feel like I'd have to still be with the kids.
Yes.
It's like,
Guilt.
even though, it's like, oh, you go off there and do something. Gavin, it'd be great. Like, go off for a few hours and I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'll just stay at home with the kids. It's like, I'm telling you to go.
Yeah.
It's like, but I don't know what to do without the kids. It's like, as I said, I lost my identity. I didn't know.
Okay.
Everything just revolved around the kids. So to be thrown out there in the world on your own, it's like, what am I meant to do here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, of course, it's what you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure looking back now, that's where mother groups are very important.
Yeah. I did start going to the likes of them then, and I did. And it was amazing, like, the group of women that I met in Tubbercurry, we were all kind of blow-ins.
Yeah.
And
That helps too to find your tribe.
yeah, and you know what? I met some brilliant people there, and they did really, really help me over the next, like, that was the start to things been bad. And a lot of them were there kind of over the next few years, kind of, as things got worse. And
Well,
I'd still be good
things
friends.
started to get worse.
Oh, that's only the start of it.
Okay.
Yeah. Shouldn't even laugh, yeah.
No.
But that's
Yes.
only the start, yeah.
So how did it progress from there?
So from after that night, I went to mental health team, went to the doctor and was seen with
Okay.
mental health team, and I was put on antidepressants, and I was put on an anxiety tablet, and that just numbed me.
Okay.
I was like a zombie that week. I don't really remember
Right.
much about it. And I started going to a psychologist. So
Yeah.
it was her that initially diagnosed me with postnatal depression. But as we done a lot more work together, she diagnosed me with a thing called borderline personality disorder,
Okay.
which it's also known as emotionally unstable personality
Right,
disorder. It would have come from a huge fear of abandonment.
Right. Okay.
Obviously a lot of mood swings, dependency.
But did you realize that you had a fear of abandonment?
The diagnosis, while I didn't like it and there is a huge stigma attached to BPD,
Yeah.
it really validated a lot of what I
Okay.
would have been thinking. Like, while I used to hate Gavin men at work, it
Yeah.
was because I didn't want to be on my own.
Okay.
I didn't, not that I didn't feel safe on my own, but it's like I needed someone with me
Yes.
all the time. And poor Gavin, that had to have been exhausting.
Yes.
We actually had a conversation lately. It's like, how did you not leave me years ago? Like, I wanted him with me.
Yeah, okay,
You know, like, and
Well,
I
that's
did
that's
become
not
dependent.
that's not realistic either
No.
in modern
No.
day life.
no, yeah.
Until the kids are whatever age they are,
Yeah.
look after themselves. That's
Yeah.
that's not.
Yeah,
Unless you win
no,
the lotto.
it's not, and it's not, as you said, it's not normal. And
Yes.
like, the diagnosis did help a lot
Okay.
to understand kind of why I was the way I was,
Right.
like that. And
They
then
often
even
say a diagnosis, at least there's a reason, a reason,
Yeah,
and it helps
exactly.
greatly.
yeah, and with the diagnosis, then there is a type of therapy you can do.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was going to this psychologist, I went through a bout of psychosis.
Okay.
So this started with hearing the baby cry when she wasn't even around.
Okay.
I just put it down to tiredness, or so used to hearing the baby,
Yes.
or just sort of like, okay, that's weird. But then it started turning into a voice.
Okay.
All I can describe it as is like a scary, sort of from a scary film, a raspy kind of voice.
No way.
Yeah, just
Okay,
like behind me.
stall it
Slow
there a
down.
second.
Yeah.
What ages were the kids at this stage now?
Amy wouldn't have been one yet.
Okay.
So she was maybe 11 months or so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Aaron, the oldest lad?
He would have been 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on here.
Yeah.
Okay. Gavin must have been climbing the walls as well.
He was.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Right. So you're hearing voices.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a bit about this because my grandfather was schizophrenic
Okay. Yeah.
and my father is bipolar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But he got diagnosed very late in life.
Yeah.
And he was on, when you're on about the numbness,
Mm-hmm.
when he went on the tablet, it takes a while to regulate to get it right.
Yeah.
He just felt very numb. So from what I gathered, and his psychologist or psychiatrist, it was a lady as well, and brilliant. She was absolutely fantastic. So the way she described it is there is a line. Pretend there's a line in the middle,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's manic up, and then there's manic
Right down.
below.
Yeah.
So normal people run on the line and very rarely go above or beyond it.
Mm-hmm.
But people that are going through these type of things either are running very low or very high.
Yeah.
So the ideal thing for the tablets are meant to do is just bring it
Stabilize
down a
it.
little bit below the line.
Yeah.
Okay, which
Yeah.
is kind of taking away the fun and the excitement and all that, but
Yeah.
also you want to be alive
You
and
want to be
safe as well.
and- yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So would that be a good way of describing
it
it?
would. Like I remember, I used to just be sitting staring.
Okay.
Like I was like a zombie. I was there
Yes.
in spirit.
Yeah.
My body was there, but I was like, I did find myself dissociating a lot, like feeling like I was looking down on myself.
Right, okay.
And yeah,
Did you ever have a vision of that?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
yeah, I did. That was kind of like I could I could see myself sitting down on the couch when I was up. I was looking down at
Mhm.
myself, and as well, like the whole psychosis thing. It was very scary, even though I knew it wasn't real.
Right.
It was very hard to not believe the things. So this voice was always telling me really negative things.
Okay.
Things that like I probably would have been telling myself, but it was hearing it from this voice.
Wow.
Things like you're a useless mother, what are you doing? Like they don't want you,
That's
you're
scary.
ruining their life. Yeah.
That's very scary.
Yeah, it was. And it used to only happen when I was alone.
Okay.
But then it kind of started. I remember the first time it happened when I was around someone when I was in the room with my psychologist, and we were doing a bit of a meditation, and he was like, we had our eyes closed, and it was a man's voice. He was like, she doesn't care about you. Open your eyes. She's there staring at you. She doesn't want to help you. She doesn't even believe you. Like that's what was been said to me. So this one person that's here to help me, and I have this thing telling me otherwise. And and I would say that around this time I did start self-harming because I didn't know what I was. And you said I put Gavin through the mill. He used to go to work with everything sharp in the car.
Okay.
He used to have prep dinners the night before, or like I did put him through the mill.
Was he or were you ever fearful that you might harm the kids?
No.
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 Okay.
No, not the kids. I think we knew it was always me. It was, if anything. And the thing is, like, no matter how bad I was, it was my job to mind the kids. And I never, even like in terms of self-harming, I'd wait till they go to bed or they're napping or they're not around. I'd never do it visibly in front of them. And as I said,
So you were conscious of that?
Yeah. And I spent a lot of times locked in the bathroom crying because I was like, I want to do this, but I can't because the kids are there. And
Did you ever draw a correlation to this? And again, going back to your youth.
I suppose in a way, the self-harming probably brought me back. I was like, well, I used to feel something then, so will I go back there?
Okay.
And I suppose turning into a mommy kind of changes your whole view of life. I said, all right, like your relationship with your mom.
You have a direction, and you are right. It does change.
Yeah.
It gives you a different perception of your own parents as well, and what.
Yeah.
And you imagine when you were a kid and what they would have gone through, and you would have been rolling your heads and rolling your eyes.
Yeah, and then I remember thinking that I have 3 kids here, yet I'm still the one here crying.
Yeah.
Do you know, like it was still, so it did go back to childhood.
At this point, what is the relationships with your own parents?
We got on good, like
did they know?
Not initially. I remember telling my mom, and I rang her and I was like, I have to tell her, and like I don't think she knew how to react. She didn't know. But like as I said, I let on. I'd be on the phone, everything's fine, and so she did. Like I had to be honest with her.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you think that stems from just Ireland at the time, it was such a stigmatic feeling around mental illness or mental health.
I think so. And like, in a weird way, I was afraid of telling my mother because I was afraid she'd judge me as a bad mother, which saying that out loud doesn't make sense.
No.
But it's like, how can I admit to my own mom that I can't do the job she done?
Yes.
But yeah, it was.
You don't want to be defeatist.
Yeah.
But as well, remember that for in my opinion and my advice is that it's not that you were a bad mother. You felt you were a bad mother.
Yeah,
you thought you were a bad mother.
Yeah.
You weren't a bad mother.
No, this was my. Yeah,
Yes.
I wasn't the perfect mother that I had in my head.
Yes.
And like, I fed them. They slept, like, they weren't neglected. They're happy out little kids. Like, do you know, like, and thing is, like, okay, I did end up in hospital. We'll talk about, and like, other than that, they never would have really expected much. Yeah. So
it's that that's a horrible feeling. It's like people that are super fit and super thin, but yet feel like they're fat or they're heavy, and they could be fitter.
Yeah.
But you literally can't do any more.
Yeah.
Getting back to the voice in your head, were you telling the psychologist at this stage?
Yeah, and then it happened in the room, and that just really.
Did you tell him then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I remember she called Gavin and said, "Look, that she had a really tough session today. Just keep an eye on her."
Okay.
And about a week later, I was due to see my psychiatrist, and I had gotten really paranoid. If I went to the shop, I felt someone was following me. I didn't want to be in public. I was having panic attacks.
Okay.
I remember I was on my own one day. Gavin had taken the kids for a walk and should be having a nice, relaxing time to myself. But I was so panicky. I was like, I need to do something with this energy. So I said I'd go for a walk. And I remember at that walk, I could hear the footsteps. I could feel someone behind me the whole time. There's nobody there.
Yeah.
But that obviously just put more panic in me. And then I remember rushing home and locking the door, and then the voice saying, "You can't escape me. I can get through the door. It doesn't matter what you do. I'm here."
For me, and you might explain to the people, that sounds more like schizophrenia.
Yeah.
Than by
well, it was kind of psychosis is what they diagnosed it as. Yeah, they said that it was kind of psychosis, and I suppose I was honest with them then, and they did start medication, but it was at the stage where this voice was telling me to kill myself.
Okay.
Telling me ways to do it.
This is tough.
Yeah.
I did not know this was the direction this was going in.
Yeah.
But it's great that you're able to, and we'll eventually get into what you would advise people.
Yeah.
Did it get worse?
I went to the psychiatrist, and he.
By the way, for anyone that doesn't know, the difference between a psychologist and a psychiatrist is psychiatrist can prescribe.
Yeah, psychiatrist can.
Drugs.
Psychologist is more talking and diagnosing. Yeah, and the psychiatrist is the pill.
Yeah. So he's just a little, or she.
Yeah.
I don't want to be sexist here. It's 2026.
Yeah.
He or she.
Yeah.
Can then just go that little bit further.
Yeah. Yeah, and I did. Obviously, Gavin voiced his concerns. He came with me that day, and he was like, "I think you'd be safer in hospital."
Okay.
Until this dies down, and
Gavin said, or
the psychiatrist.
Okay.
And I, as much and all as I would have struggled at home and with the kid, I was like, I can't leave the kids. I was like, and I will never forget that one thing that crossed my mind is Amy was just after turning 1. And my biggest fear is that I'd miss her first steps.
Okay.
I was like, I can't.
Well, you see, that's the mother kicking in.
Yeah.
That's the mother kicking in, trying to fight the battle that's going on. Yes.
Yeah.
And a mother's love.
Yeah.
Is so strong.
Yeah. Like that's like I hated myself, but my kids, I absolutely adored them. Yeah. So it's a tough wee battle. Yeah. So I begged the psychiatrist to let me have one more night at home.
Okay.
He was reluctant, but he let me.
Okay. So I am sure a psychiatrist doesn't sign someone into the hospital without it being bad.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Okay.
I had nice cuddles with the kids, and I went to bed that night, and I had to actually wake Gavin up during the night, and I was like, do you mind taking the shower head off the shower? He's like, why? I was like, can you please remove the shower head from the shower?
Okay.
Voice in there, you're not going into hospital, you're going to end this tonight. And I was going to do it like that.
How would that work?
The rope from the shower.
Oh,
Yeah.
very innovative.
Oh, and it was this voice that was telling.
I mean,
Yeah.
in a bad way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was that. And
So that's what the voices were telling you.
oh, yeah,
That's scary.
it was very scary, and it was kind of as when I knew it wasn't real.
Yeah.
It's very hard having this in your ear all the time.
Okay. That is
And not
yeah.
believing it. Like
Yeah.
I was hard enough on myself as it was, but to have it in my ear all the time, it was horrible. Yeah. So he done that, and we went to hospital the next day.
Okay.
Say hospital, psychiatric hospital.
Were you getting much sleep?
No.
Did you get any?
Not really. I remember just be lying in bed, and like the feet would be tapping, the hands would be like I couldn't switch off.
It's
Yeah.
like constant DTs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but that's what, like, it wasn't. I could not. Just my mind was on overdrive all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. Now my mind does be in overdrive all the time, but it's I just burst in with kind of like it's like a creative thing. I have to be doing something. I put awful pressure on myself,
Yeah.
but I've never wanted to
Do something like that.
do something like that
Yeah.
or self harm, and I do put an
Yeah.
awful lot of pressure on myself.
Yeah.
But I strive like
In
us
that,
all to be better and to do
Yeah.
something like creative and all that. But there
Yeah.
is there isn't a voice, like an audio voice. There's a voice in my head.
Yeah.
We all have that inner
Just-
voice telling us
yeah.
to, keep going and that. But
Mhm.
eventually,
Yeah.
I know when to just take
You
the foot
just
off,
need to,
off the
yeah.
gas. Yeah.
Yeah. I know
So that must have been exhausting.
it was, and you can imagine. Like I was, what age was I? 32
Yeah.
in psychiatric hospital. Not the place you want to be at.
No.
That kids
Especially
should be the
with three
prime of your
kids.
life. Do you know what I mean? You
Yes.
should be at home with the kids. And I did get quite friendly with a girl in there. A
Okay.
lady. We shared a room,
Okay.
and she was like a mommy to me in there. She
Okay.
really.
She was a nurse or a patient?
She was a patient. Yeah.
Okay.
We shared a room, and she really got me through my time in
All
there.
right.
And you can imagine she had kids as well. They were a lot older, but like at night time, we used to just share stories about them, and it was really, I don't know how I would have got through it without her.
Yeah.
And while I did get better in there, I got out after 3 weeks of being in hospital,
Okay.
and this person got out for the weekend and unfortunately killed himself
Oh
that
my
weekend.
God.
So that
Trigger?
you know what? It really opened my eyes
Okay.
to what it was I was thinking of doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously I was like, oh, did I possibly say something that maybe,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think that happens with suicide. You are
Yeah.
kind of like, oh, God,
What
could I
if?
have done something different? I was like, she gave me her phone number. Why didn't I text her? I was on the couch like a zombie that day. I wasn't in any
Oh,
fit state.
this is the girl that you were friendly with?
Yeah, in the
Oh,
hospital.
that's devastating.
Yeah, so it was, and it's amazing how you can get quite close to someone in
Yes, of
circumstances
course, of
like
course.
that. Yeah,
If there's a connection, there's a connection.
yeah, exactly. And it was, yeah, that like it did. And I know Gavin went to her funeral, and I had two friends stay with me because I was in an awful bad way.
Yeah, of course.
And poor Gavin broke down at the funeral, thinking this could have been Becca's funeral.
Yes.
Like, yeah,
Yes, that is tough. They say that they do say as well to look out for. I know this is going to sound crazy, for people that are going through depression and suddenly then they flip and everything's great
yeah,
for a couple of days. It's like they've made a decision in their head.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
But you kind of want them to be happy too. But it's such a
just a fine line,
tightrope.
like, yeah, it really is, and
Such a tightrope.
yeah. So I did.
You got out. were you feeling any better after that? I'm sure
After
that was a
time went
kick in
by,
the.
I did start. I had more help. I was going to counselling.
Okay.
Gavin had started working closer to home.
Okay.
Life was a good bit easier. The kids had started school. It wasn't as stressful, I suppose,
hectic.
as it was when they were smaller.
Yeah.
They
Was
weren't
there any change up in medication at any stage?
all the time.
All the time.
Yeah, there were. Yeah, there was difference.
Yeah.
Psychosis ones, there was different. Yeah,
Okay.
so there's probably not many out there I haven't.
Okay.
But that's even another thing. Like when I was in hospital, they did start me on a medication, and I put on £16 in a week.
Oh.
So you can imagine
Christ.
hating yourself as it is, starting a new medication, and they were like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm eating what I'm being given here. Like I'm not doing anything outside the ordinary."
Yes.
So that's like medication is great, and I
Oh,
was like, I'll deal with I'll deal with that later.
Yes.
Well, I had to do what I had to do
Yeah.
to get through and to keep me alive. Like, but
Yes.
like it did have.
Oh,
those
there's a lot of
effects
medications,
that-
and not just
yeah.
psychosis medication and mental health medication, but
There is
even
a lot of ones.
even heart tablets. There's all different types of ones, and some of them you just balloon on, and then other
Yeah.
things make you tired, other things make you,
Yeah.
you know,
So yeah,
you
that's just
have to find that balance.
an added thing on top of
Yes.
me hating myself as much as I did. Like it's like, oh, here you go. But yeah, things were going okay. As I said, I was given a borderline personality disorder.
Previous to that, or around then?
No, I had it before that.
Yes.
So, and then there is a therapy that is designed for that. It's called DBT, dialectical behavioural therapy,
Mhm.
and I was put on the waiting list for that. I was going to a very good counsellor, and we were doing a lot of work on certain stuff, and I still hadn't learned how to control my emotions. And
Okay.
that's the thing, like throughout my whole life, I didn't know how to control. And obviously this counselling was bringing up a lot that I couldn't process these emotions.
Okay.
And quite quickly I started kind of getting really depressed and didn't feel safe again.
Okay.
Just, yeah. And
This is vicious.
yeah, it was like just that it's like someone throwing something in front of you and you don't know what to do with it.
Okay.
For me, it was like, I just need to escape.
Okay.
It's that uncomfortable feeling, and I didn't know how to deal with it. So it's like having a tiger in front of you, and do you run away and take the easy option, or
Yeah.
do you stay and fight it type thing?
Okay.
Yeah.
And this tiger isn't easy fought.
No. So that counsellor was very good, and she spoke to the hospital and said, and
Is
actually
this a different counsellor again?
this is not that same one, but this was during lockdown.
Okay.
So things obviously had slowed down.
Right.
Kids weren't in school. He was still working. I didn't have my outside supports that I would have had.
Right.
And
How did the lockdown affect everything?
well, I suppose the counsellor I was going to, she was sent to do a different job.
Okay.
At the time, in fairness, she was brilliant. She still made it her business to call me every week.
Very good.
I don't know if I'd be here without her today, to be
Okay.
fair. Like, yeah.
Fabulous.
And I suppose I did just start, the old habits kind of creeped in again. You know, I was finding it stressful quite easily. My
Okay.
patience wouldn't be there as it used to. And a bit like, it's like, oh, when is Gavin going to be home? Just
Right.
stressing. And like, you couldn't go anywhere. You were stuck at home.
Yeah.
And that was the reality of it. And I suppose like that, I was like, well, everyone is going through the same thing. Like, why am I
Yeah.
being like this?
Well, not everyone is
Yeah. So going through all this.
going through the mental
Yeah.
illness.
Yeah. So, and
Although the whole time was a test to
yeah.
anyone that was in that dependent in like
A story,
yeah.
yeah. And as I said, the support I had, they were put on other jobs. Like only
Mhm.
for this lady took it upon herself to call me, I would have
Yes.
been left on my own.
which I'm going to add was an absolute disgrace. The whole situation was
Yeah.
how it was so badly handled
Yeah.
for mental health patients, for like, I wasn't going to say normal patients,
Yeah.
normal
But
patients, but
yeah, I
all
mean,
different
the
types
elderly,
of
like,
patients,
and
the
they're just
elderly,
like,
cancer
yeah.
patients.
It was such a tough time for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
And I'm
yeah.
sure it drove people to mental illness.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
for someone that already
Yeah.
had it, it must have been doubled down.
Yeah, and I suppose I thought I was getting better, but then, and I suppose like I knew quite quickly I was going downhill.
Okay.
And this counsellor said, "Look, I think you should go into hospital." And both times I was put
Again.
into hospital to keep myself safe.
Okay.
This time I was in hospital for 7 weeks. It was during COVID.
That must have been torture.
I couldn't see anybody.
Of course.
It was hell. Obviously, it brought up a lot about my first time in there with the lady that was there.
Oh, Christ.
And I was really hoping I didn't get the same room, and thank God I didn't. But obviously, there was memories of my first time there a lot.
Yeah.
First time I was there, someone could visit or they could take you out for an hour or
Yes.
two, and that was all taken away. It's
Yeah.
like you're in here, and
Through the window.
yeah, and like it's
I
it's
used-
a lonely place. It's
Oh
not
my
like you're
God.
going to sit and make
Of
loads of
course it
friends
is.
and
Especially
yeah,
when no one
people
can
have their
actually-
own going on. Yeah,
That's like solitary in prison.
it is. Yeah.
It is. That's
It-
exactly
yeah.
what it is.
It was, yeah, it was. And
Had you any roommate?
we actually had, there was 6 of us in the room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, COVID was right, but actually that's another part of my story that I was, there was a new mental health unit opened up in Sligo
Mhm.
in October 2020. I was one of the first ones transferred over from St. Columbus into the new one.
Okay.
So I experienced both.
Okay.
Yeah. But when I was in hospital that time again, I went through another bout of psychosis.
Okay.
Completely different this time.
In what way?
This time, I still don't understand this, but I used to have a little witch called Winifred just hovering around me. She was a little plump Winifred, and she was lovely.
Is Winifred in the room with us now?
No, Winifred is long gone, thank God. Yeah. But and like it never harmed me. And this is when I was really, really scared. I remember it was a Friday night and I was in one of the rooms and there was loads of crows cacking outside, and
Yeah.
it was like, oh, something bad is going to happen. They're just sending me a message. They're telling me something bad is going to happen.
The witch was telling you this, or you were telling
crows.
yourself? Oh, the crows.
The crows were telling me something bad.
Right. Okay.
Psychosis. It does
Yes.
things to you. It don't make
Yes.
sense. And I was a bit scared. I was like, okay, that's really weird. What?
Okay.
And the following day, so St. Columbus it's a very old building. So
Yes.
really tall walls and like doors and big rooms. And I was sitting there and I just got this awful, heavy, horrible feeling on me.
Okay.
And I looked at the door and there was something there. It was, all I can say, it was a demon. He was completely black. He had horns, a pointy tail, and he was pacing over and back at the door, and I was petrified. I knew he wasn't real, but I was medicated because they were like, this one's gone crazy. But it was like,
That's insane.
and I think like the whole thing, my experience with psychosis is I knew it's not real, but the fear
Oh
it
my
gives
God,
you.
the fear. It doesn't matter.
No, it just,
And
yeah.
at that moment, it's real. It's
Yeah,
happening.
exactly. And like as time went by, like day to day, he was there and he kept coming closer and closer. Like I have pictures that I drew of him at home.
What was going through your head?
I was like, this person's going to kill me. And at the same time, I was like, but sure, I want to die. Do you know, it's like, yeah.
But
it's
you
good,
don't
could-
really.
Yeah,
I mean-
exactly. It's like, I don't want, but then it's like, why am I so afraid of dying? And this
Yeah.
person come and kill me. And it got to the stage where I could see him at night behind the
What?
curtain as such.
He didn't go.
Oh no, he was around, and it got to the point where I'm saying I felt him touch my leg one night, and I heard him breathing behind me, this really deep, like kind of puffing.
This is like exorcism stuff.
Oh, seriously, I was like, and I suppose psychosis isn't something that would be talked about. So I thought I was going absolutely crazy.
Was this constant, or did you get breaks?
No, it was constant. I
Okay.
couldn't. I used to find it really hard to sleep at night because he'd just be there. I could see his shadow on the curtain that they'd pull over on a
Yeah.
bed. Yeah, and I'd see his shadow there.
Holy shit!
And
The, where's Winifred at this stage?
Winifred is still there.
Okay.
She's like, she was protecting me in a way.
Okay, that's
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I like Winifred.
Yeah, Winifred's lovely. And
Right,
I
okay.
don't know where Winifred came from.
But was she audio or visual too, or just audio?
Just visual, yeah.
Okay,
She was
okay.
just around, yeah. But no, what I call the demon was
Okay.
a bit of everything.
And obviously you were relaying this to your
yeah,
doctors.
yeah. And then like, I thought I was going crazy. I was going crazy. That's
Yeah.
not normal.
Yeah.
And I was like, they probably don't even believe me. And then that, you can imagine what you're opening up about yourself then.
Yes.
If someone's saying, like, they probably think I'm like absolutely losing it here. And
Yeah.
I probably
Well, I'm sure
was.
nothing that they haven't seen before.
Exactly, yeah.
Now, is there other people still in this room at this stage, or are you on your own?
Yeah, no, there's still other people, yeah.
And how are they going through this, something similar?
No, nothing.
Okay.
Like, wasn't there, like, a nurse could come and pull it and there's nothing there. Do you know what I mean? But,
Yeah.
like, I remember being frozen in that bed in fear, like.
Yeah.
I used to have my back to the door because I didn't want to look at the door and see him. And
Right, okay.
yeah. And it's
No,
really weird.
I mean, were they going through their own thing like that, or
Oh, well, maybe not psychosis, but
Okay.
there was different.
Yes,
Yeah,
okay.
they all had their
were
own.
you
little-
able to tell them what was going on, or
I didn't.
No,
because
right,
I
okay.
didn't. I didn't
Wanna
want
be
them to be
judged?
judged. Yeah.
yeah?
Yeah.
I
And
can,
even,
I can
yeah.
see what you mean.
and actually, when we were talking there, another thing that I used to feel like my skin was crawling. And I don't know, was it the reaction of that, but it was like, they said it was self-harm. I used to scratch myself till I bled because
Yeah.
it's just, I felt like my skin was crawling. I was
Yes.
like, as I said, it's like, felt like there was ants crawling on me or something. And I just,
Mhm.
yeah, like it's, when I think back to, like, the mind is such a powerful thing, what it can do.
Oh, I know.
Like, and even through all this, I knew
Good
it
and
wasn't
bad.
real. Yeah. And it was, yeah, I was petrified. I really was. And I suppose the only thing that did help was medication. In the end, I found the right medication.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you able to converse with, even on the phone with Gavin?
Yeah.
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 And again,
But
he must have been
Yeah. I was,
losing
in a way,
it as
I was
well.
trying to protect them because they couldn't get into me.
Okay, yeah.
Because I was like, I can't tell. Like, I remember actually ringing my mum that night and saying it to her, and she didn't know what to do. What do you do if you're across the country?
Mm-hmm.
You're here, like, sure, what can you do? I didn't know what to do. The nurses didn't know. Like, you know, it was just very lonely.
Yeah.
Very, very lonely. And obviously, the more lonely and on my own I was, the more he was around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was feeding off your fear.
Yeah.
And that's life in general.
Yeah,
A lot of people feed
exactly.
off people's fear.
It's like it manifested into this
Manifested,
demon,
yeah.
and there he was, like, yeah.
Holy shit. So, were you catching any break at all? At this stage, you're in 4, 5, 6 weeks?
No, so I was like, they kept playing with my medication, so I get a few good days and then I dip really low again.
Okay.
And that kept happening. I was on a few different medications and
Mhm.
the dip would happen. And I remember, we moved then to the new hospital, and that's a different setup. You're on your own in your own room.
Okay.
Men and women were mixed in there as well,
Okay.
so it was a different dynamic. But obviously it was COVID, so there was no group things going on.
Okay.
Watch the telly if you want.
In your own room.
Oh no,
there was a
in
community
the
room.
community room,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
And but other than that, and feeding times that's to like you're kind of left to your own accords, and it was quite lonely.
Okay.
I remember, and I don't know why this song, but Grace with Old Tones I used to just listen to that on repeat,
Yeah,
there
it's
and
beautiful song.
crying. I don't know what it was that, I don't know. It's like, well, I don't know, was it a way of me telling myself that, geez, I don't have it that bad. Like, this fella was pushed out there and he didn't have a choice in the song.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So
That's
it made me
Grace.
cry.
Oh, Grace, just
Hold
hold
me in
me.
your arms. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I
Oh,
don't know.
beautiful song.
I really don't know why. But that just was a song that I always had on.
Yeah.
And it's not a song I would have really known much before that. Like,
Yeah.
obviously. But yeah. And it's a random song. It's, yeah.
It's Joseph Mary Plunkett wrote it.
Mhm.
Wrote his wife,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
His
Proper
wife for a
Irish
day.
song. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, at the whole time I was also, as I always say, this mess, and is that Sweet But a Psycho is my song too.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I had the diagnosis, you know.
Yes.
Yeah. But like that, it was like humour did kind of get me
Okay.
through as well. Yeah.
Were going back before you in the other place where you were in the ward,
Mm.
it, were you ever? Did you ever talk? Did you ever scream? Did you ever say talk back to the demons or tell it? Like, did they know there was
No.
like no?
Yeah, no,
So
I
you're able
never
to keep
did.
it.
Yeah, I remember actually once or twice, some of the other, I think service users they're called, got a nurse and said she's scratching herself again.
Okay.
So like they'd notice things, but
Okay,
would
okay.
never. Like we would.
Did you get on?
The other
The other
service users? No,
patients. Yeah.
we did. Yeah, I suppose you have to make the best of a situation
okay.
you're in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I feel like an old woman at times, but like they do bingo in the evening, or
Okay.
do you know? And like
Yeah.
God love them, they try, and the
Yeah,
staff
okay.
like they're so lovely.
Well, there's only so much you can do in a
Yeah.
ward as well, and
Exactly.
Yeah.
And during lockdown when
Yes.
everything was so and like it killed me not seeing the kids.
yes,
But at the same time I was in such a bad place. I didn't care that I didn't see them.
okay.
I would have just thought that I was
Well, maybe it was a
I
good
didn't
thing
want them to see
Yes,
me
of
the way
course,
I
that's what I
was,
mean.
like, yeah.
for their sake as well.
Yeah, yeah. And what really broke me is when I did get out, I didn't know at the time, but they'd come back to school and Aaron was in school crying every day. And I didn't
Okay.
know that at the time, but that
Alright.
broke me when I got out.
Is
like,
Because he missed you.
yeah.
Of course.
And at the time, they were young. So I went to hospital with a bad back.
Yeah.
We're
Okay.
not going to tell them any.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
It'd be too hard to
Yeah.
explain at that
I
age
didn't know
anyway.
myself what I was trying
Yeah,
to
yeah.
explain. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So you got out after 7 weeks.
After
Why
7
were you
weeks.
let out? Because they found the magic pill?
no. I was let out because I was, quote unquote, the best of a bad bunch and I had run out of beds.
Oh, lovely.
And I was like, but I only seen the psychiatrist yesterday and I'm not seeing them till Thursday. This was a Tuesday. And they were like, well, look, if we get someone in the next 24 hours, we're going to have to ask you to leave.
That was nice of them.
Very nice. So I rang Gavin in a tizzy. I was like, I don't know what to do. And he was like, just come home. It's like, you're not going to settle in there for the 24 hours. They're going kicking you out either way, like.
Yeah, well, that's crazy.
It is.
That is nuts.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for all the great people that work in the mental health service,
Yeah. It's not their fault.
it's not their fault.
Lack of beds.
It's well, I'll keep going back up to
Yeah.
the doll. Anyway,
Yeah. But, yeah. And
there
That-
is no reason in this. This is just me being mad now. There is no reason in this country. We are an island of 5.5 million people. We're meant to be one of the richest. We were one of the richest countries in Europe, and our services, our infrastructure is just diabolical. It's just not enough.
No.
And that's
Yeah.
the whole thing about when there's so many people coming in. It's still the same services that are being used.
Yeah.
We're overloading it. It's the
Mhm.
elephant in the room, and whatever about immigrations and immigrants coming in. There's some brilliant people coming in. We just
Yeah.
don't have the facilities.
And like I think the reason I was lucky enough to be admitted to hospital is because I had a diagnosis of borderline personality
Yes.
disorder, because they have quite a high successful suicidal rate.
Okay.
Because it's quite common for someone with that to be suicidal and successfully do it as
Okay.
well. So,
So
the
they
diagnosis
needed
helped
a
me.
correct.
yeah, exactly. Because
They needed a
'cause
win,
yeah, you hear so
which
many.
is a terrible thing.
It is, yeah, because you hear so many people that go and are sent home,
Yeah.
and
So just because in their heads you're a lost cause, out with you.
yeah,
It's shocking.
yeah. And I got home that night, and I was like, okay, I don't know what's after happening in the last 24 hours.
Okay. Were you happy to be home, or worried?
No, I was like, there was talks of me getting home soon. I wasn't prepared.
Okay.
And I just sort of was like, okay, it's great to get home to my own bed. But the following night, I got up with the intention of going downstairs and taking an overdose. I was like, I
Okay.
don't want to be here. It's like,
Wow.
even they don't care about me.
Okay.
That's
You
what I
mean
felt
in the
like. The
hospital?
mental health, yeah,
Yeah,
even
okay.
like mental health professionals don't care about me.
Mhm.
So like, and Gavin threatened to bring me back to the hospital that night, and I was like, no, I'm not going there. And when I was in hospital, after about 5 weeks, I remember sharing a picture of myself on my own personal Facebook, saying that this is me. I'm depressed as fuck, but no one will know it because this is who I am. And I just kind of, it was a bit like, you know, the way you're going to lose weight or you're going to do something, you put it
Yes.
out there. So I
Yes.
was like, I had a realization, and there was like a bit of sensory room and lovely lights up in there. And
Yes.
I remember, and to me, I felt like I was stuck down deep, deep, dark, empty well.
Yes.
That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm at the bottom here. It's like, there was no way to successfully kill myself.
Yes.
So the only other way was up.
Yeah.
Hence my name on Instagram.
Yes.
Yeah.
The
So
only
that's
way
where
is
that
up.
name. Yeah. So for me,
Brilliant.
the only way was up. And I was like, I can stay here.
So was that the
Nothing's gonna
turning
change.
point?
Yeah. It was just, I was like, nothing's going to change if I don't.
Did the demon follow you out of the hospital?
He did, but disappeared shortly after.
Right.
Yeah.
Medication was kicking in, or you were safe with
Medication
Gavin?
was kicking in. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I like, even when I was moved over to the new mental health hospital, it had stopped kind of
Okay.
before all that. Yeah. So
Right.
that had stopped. Winifred vanished eventually.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Just didn't pay much heed to her.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, and I suppose even seeing Gavin that night, like he didn't want to send me back to hospital.
Yeah.
He was threatening me with something he didn't want to do. I didn't want to do. And I think that was like, I need to cop on here.
Yeah.
So it was a tough battle.
But the kids happy to see you.
They were, and like, I did struggle for a while. Like, this is something I will never be proud of. And poor Gavin, I remember, like, it used to sting to shower. Like, it just like, people talk about being depressed and being at rock bottom. Like, I didn't care how I looked, how I smelled out over
Yeah,
there.
okay.
Like, the thoughts, like, a shower actually stung. Like, and it's something you can't describe unless you've been there.
Yeah.
Like, it hurt.
Well, they do say that a big symptom of mental illness is lack of self-awareness when it comes
Yeah.
to
hygiene and
hygiene,
stuff. Like, yeah.
yeah.
And Gavin, that when he showered me one day, it was
okay.
like, he's like, you might feel better. I was like, I don't have to, I can't push myself to do it.
Yeah.
So poor Gavin showered me, and the kids thought this great. They dried my hair for me.
Yes.
Do you know? And
That must have felt good.
no.
No.
Imagine being in your 30s and your husband having to wash you though.
Well, apart from that, I mean,
Yeah.
the shower itself.
Yeah. It was nice that the kids could get involved.
Yes.
Like, they thought this was great. And mommy's home and we're doing her hair,
Yes.
and they were fighting over the hairdryer. Like, and it was lovely.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's probably not my proudest moment, but
No.
it had to be done.
It had to
and
be done.
it's the reality of
It shows.
what
It
goes
shows how
on.
much. I'm just going to say it, how much Gavin loves you.
Yeah. I know, like, I
100%.
did say at the start, I don't know how he stayed with me, but
It's nearly unconditional.
yeah. No, he did. Like, he knew that I wanted, and I suppose one thing with me is like, I didn't want to be the way I was,
Yeah.
and he knew that.
Yes.
And he always saw the good side of the mommy
Yes.
that I didn't see.
Yes. Of
Do you
course.
know, like,
well, he
like
he saw
most
the
people.
person he obviously fell in love with in the beginning.
Yeah. So I did put him through the mill,
Yeah.
but
And just a shout out for the power of love.
yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
It's a crazy thing.
Yeah.
Whether it be a mother's love, a father's
Love,
love, a partner's
love.
love,
Yeah.
a kid's love.
Yeah, because I do think
So powerful.
I actually, and I suppose I do say one of the best things that ever happened is that I met Gavin, because I
Yes.
really don't know what way my life would have turned out if I didn't have him.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's-
Sorry, Gavin.
No, it's
Stop it.
it's great.
But
It's great to
yeah.
hear a story like that for all that you went through.
Mhm.
That love is unbroken, and
Yeah.
it's still as strong.
Yeah.
If
And
not stronger than.
oh yeah, like, he looks at me now, and sometimes he says to himself, like, wow, like, I am a changed person.
Right.
Yeah.
What changed you? What was the?
Well, I went to DBT, it was a therapy. It was year long. There's different modules. Kind of mindfulness was a massive one for me, because I was always in my own head. I was never just been able to sit in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
That was a massive. And then, but even like, there's different, like, distress tolerance of, like, if you do feel overwhelmed, what you can do. Like, splash water in your face, hold an ice bag.
Okay.
little things that I wouldn't have even
What'd you say?
known.
A nice
An ice bag.
Oh, a nice
You
bag.
just even hold it in your hand, like,
okay,
and
okay.
it just shocks the system.
Right.
Yeah. And
Is there such thing as a trigger for good things? Do you know what I mean? Like
Probably, yeah.
the feeling of that.
Yeah.
I know that it's I seen Keith Barry trying to trick people into being in good form.
Yeah.
Like even a bracelet just to just flick it.
Yeah, I used to have an elastic band. Yeah. But that would have been kind of when I was self-harming, that I'd be feeling something
Yes.
without harming myself.
Yes.
Yeah. But it is like it, as you said, it works in a safe way.
Yes.
And the big thing with DBT was that I learned what emotions were.
Yeah. Explain what DBT is.
So it's dialectical behavioral therapy. So there is, it's like there's your rational mind
Mm-hmm.
and there's your emotional mind.
Mm-hmm.
So I was always stuck in emotional mind.
Okay.
I was run by emotions. And then
Okay.
there's the rational mind, which is obviously it's black or it's white. And then there's a thing called wise mind in the middle. So it's about looking at both sides of the story. Do you know, like where me saying, oh, I'm a bad mommy. It's like, well, like, are you a bad mommy?
Yeah.
Like it's like nearly a bit like CBT. It's like challenge, like
Okay.
what makes me think I'm a bad mommy? Like my
Yeah.
kids are alive.
So to question
I've
yourself.
100%. Yeah, it would be. And even a bit like I used to think Gavin should have been a mind reader.
Yeah.
I'd be angry with him over stuff that I never would have voiced.
I think that's all women.
Oh, isn't it? Yeah.
I
But,
jest,
yeah.
of course.
Yeah. But no, I just be like, and yeah, it's like he couldn't win. God love him.
Yeah,
Do you know,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
and yeah, he but we did, even when I was going to start, we'd done a bit of family therapy, just the two of us, and kind of worked on communication, and that helped a lot too.
Yeah.
Because surprisingly, he wasn't a mind reader.
Yeah.
Yeah, believe it or not.
We haven't developed that as men. We haven't developed that talent
Not
quite
just
yet.
yet. Yeah.
99.9% of us,
Yeah.
and the other percent, that 0.1% is a liar.
Gavin still isn't a mind reader, so yeah. But like, and I think it was just been able to communicate how I was feeling,
Yes.
like, and just even acknowledging things, just trying to like, there was so many kind of like mindfulness was definitely a big thing for me,
Yes.
because I was always in the past or in the future. I was
Yes.
never in the now.
Okay.
And like, that's something subconsciously I'm mindful all
Yeah.
the time. And it's like, even the likes of today, I was like, oh yeah, I'm going doing that. And
Yeah.
so like, it doesn't, I'm like, what's the point in worrying about something
Yes,
that might
of
not
course.
happen?
Exactly.
Or
My
what did.
you reminded me there of my daughter, about living in she's got way better now, but when she was 11, 12, 13, I'd say even to 14, it was always about the next thing,
Yeah.
never what's happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
She could go somewhere like the cinema,
Yeah.
and she wasn't able to enjoy the cinema because she was already planning the next
Yeah.
excursion.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
She couldn't
And
even enjoy the
that's-
movie.
No, you don't. You just can't be in
Yeah.
the moment.
Yeah.
You're just on overdrive. And it's not a nice way. Like, you could imagine your body just doesn't switch off.
Yeah.
And I think over time, that's kind of what happened to me, is that I never got that switch off.
Yeah.
And it escalated and escalated until my body said, well, hold on, we're not giving you a choice.
Yes.
Yeah,
You literally hit rock bottom.
I did. Yeah. Yeah, I did. Like, people talk about suicide and stuff, like, I know a lot of people say, oh, it's selfish and it's an easy
Mhm.
way out, but I would counteract that as someone that's been in that position.
Yes.
And at the time, I was doing everyone in my life a favour
Yes,
by
of
not being
course.
there.
A lot of people that
It's like I just felt like such a burden. I was
you
holding them back.
you don't really want to do it.
No, but you can't see. You just it's like, oh, I just felt like a burden. Like, I was thinking the kids, like, oh, sure who wants a depressed psychotic
Yes,
mother, or,
yes.
you know, like, and Gavin, I'm like, he could do so much better here than having to mind me, like,
Yes.
and do you know, like,
That's guilt upon guilt on yourself.
yeah, and it is just, you go down that rabbit hole, and like, you do.
What advice would you give people now that we've listened to the story? What advice would you give?
I suppose one massive thing is that I never done was look for help, ask
Yes.
for help. That's one thing that I wish I did do an awful lot sooner. Things probably wouldn't have got as bad as they were.
Okay.
And like, I know from my own story, it was becoming a mother, and like that, it's like social media. It's not
Yes.
the world. It's not the real
It definitely
world.
contributes.
Yeah, it's like that. We all have shit days.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have some shit days, but now I know that they counteract each other. I'll have more good days than bad days, and
So basically, it's the old tried and tested. Just talk.
yeah, talk, reach out for help.
Which brings us into the work you're doing now.
Yeah,
We can't go into too much of the capacity on how you do it, but
yeah,
the charity and the free counselling service stop, and
yeah,
and the great work that
what to do.
that they do.
Yeah.
When did you get into a position? How long did it take you to get into a position after being through all that,
Yeah.
so that you could even align
Get
yourself
that,
with?
yeah. So after I come out of hospital the second time, Gavin he had taken to running for his mental health,
Yes.
for his escape.
I recommend it.
Yeah. And he decided he was going to do a marathon for a charity, and he'd like
Okay.
to do it towards something with mental health.
Yes.
So I asked some of the professionals I was going to, and they recommended Northwest Stop.
Yes.
Like
But
a lot of people, I hadn't even heard of them.
That'll bring me back to what I mean when I do all these different charities. It was relevant to him.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to catch people that wouldn't be relevant to heart or
Yeah,
cancer, but
exactly.
mental health,
To
yes,
it
and
meant
vice
something
versa.
to
Then,
him. Yeah,
yes,
yeah. He done that, and I remember they were looking for volunteers to give out something one day, and I said I would help out. And my birthday is the 10th of September, which
Okay.
is World Suicide Prevention Day.
all right,
So the following year in October, I had a big bake sale and coffee morning.
yes,
As that was my way of that's how I wanted to celebrate my birthday, that I was
Okay.
here,
very good,
and to kind of acknowledge that.
very poignant.
But suicide, the fact it was on my birthday, I was like,
Yes.
this is something I need to do. And from there, two of the ladies from Stop Volunteers were there, and the rest is history, as to
Nice.
say. I just kind of got involved, and and like, the work to do is amazing.
Yes, and
Yeah.
and I was convinced very easily to take on Stop, and
Yeah.
for one of my months that I do the charity run, and I'm sure it's not the first time either, because you were unbelievable to work with and a joy to work with
Mm-hmm.
for the couple of days, and I can
Yeah.
guarantee you that it won't be the last time we'll connect.
Yeah.
But explain exactly at what stage do you have to be to even contact?
Yeah. So I think my message is, as soon as you notice something isn't right,
Yes.
don't leave it as late as I did.
Okay.
The longer you leave it, the worse it's going to get.
Yeah.
It's like anything. And I know how hard it is to ask for help,
Yes.
but I also know that making a phone call
Yes.
and reaching out for help could save a life,
Yes.
potentially.
Of course.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it has.
Mm-hmm.
I know from talking with people involved in these type of charity lines that it is very prevalent at the minute. They're getting a lot of calls,
Yeah. And
and
that's
it's not something that's going down the way.
no, like, I have some stats roughly off the top of my head. Back in 2019, I think they provided 536 counselling hours.
Okay.
That has risen last year to, I think it's 3,500.
So say that again.
So in 2019, we had 500
Okay.
and
Okay. I thought that's what you
something-
said.
yeah, 538 counselling hours.
Yeah.
And last year we had 3,600 and something. So like, there's
Okay.
a
6 times.
613% increase in the amount of people reaching out for help.
So
getting it.
there's two reasons for that probably. A, it's getting worse, the pandemic of it. I'm going to call it a pandemic.
Yeah.
And B, that obviously the helplines are getting more awareness, which is a great thing.
Yeah.
And hopefully that is also preventing suicide, the job that it's set out to do.
Yeah. And that's kind of like why I share my story, because I felt very alone at the time.
Yes.
Felt like I was going mad. I felt like I had no one to turn to.
Yes.
And that's why I'm very much, if you feel you're not right, to reach out and look for that support.
And there's no judgment.
No, none at all. And like, it's there. That's what it's there for.
There's absolutely no judgment. And I'll put in my 2 pence. If anyone is ever feeling, we'll put the number on the screen if we can there, Ethan. Mark that down. For the free counselling service, it's an unbelievable, it's a lifesaver. It's like a life buoy for someone drowning.
Yeah.
And it is the same thing. You were drowning in your own head.
Thoughts and mind.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and do not feel ashamed or feel that you're lesser of a person for asking for help.
Yeah.
If you had a broken leg, you'd ask for help.
Yeah.
You're not going to walk around with a broken leg, are you?
No.
Well, you're not going to walk around anyway with a broken leg.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
You understand
like
what I mean?
if you have cancer, you get treatment as much as you can. It's,
You're not going to not tell anyone about it.
No. And it's just, that there is no shame in it. We all struggle. As I would have thought back in the day, I was a pretty normal person with a normal life, and I never would have thought that what I've gone through, I would have went through at all. Like,
and it can happen. It can happen to anyone. With mother, really father, someone that doesn't have kids.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like that was my story, but it is different for everybody. There were just obviously my triggers and different things, and I suppose like everything I've been through, I have turned that into something really positive. Okay. So in the process of finishing my master's in counselling and psychotherapy. So I think I
was just about to ask you, what does the future hold? Yeah,
so I have...
Apart from running around with me.
Yeah, bringing you for spins when you can have a snooze. So I'm seeing clients now, student placement, and I'm in the middle of writing up my thesis, and that I'll be finished in July. And then I have great respect for, there's 2 particular counsellors that I've often wondered would I be here today without them. They're like 2 of them in particular, and that kind of always kind of encouraged me that I want to help people. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Now, in saying that, I did find it very tough for the first 2, even 3 years. I was like, I don't belong here because I was the client. Yeah. I shouldn't be a counsellor. I don't deserve to be a counsellor. Imposter syndrome. Yeah. But it's funny, I was saying lately to someone that I think over the last year and sitting with clients, I think it's really helping me connect with clients, because I don't necessarily have to tell them these things, but I can really empathise with the things they're saying, the things they've gone through. And no textbook can teach that. Or
absolutely. The experience beats a book all day long. Yeah, and even the college course, like it's such a reflective piece. I'm going to say, why shouldn't you be involved in it? Exactly, yeah. You're here to tell you, above anyone, you're maybe more qualified because you've lived through it. Yeah. And who knows, this is going to sound a crazy thing, but you might have had to go through that so that you could go on. Yeah. I do believe that everything happened for a reason. Like when I look back, I always say that I survived life. Yes. I wasn't living life. Yes. I wasn't. I always say that about New York. You survive New York, you don't live in it. Yeah. But that's when I look back, that's like I literally was surviving in life, but now I love life. Yes, that's brilliant. I was going to ask you, how is Rebecca Gilmartin now? She is many of the things, not just a mommy and a wife. Yes. But no, I'm happy. She's a very careful driver. Yeah, very careful. And I feed people too. Yes. Yeah. Lifesaver. But I've noticed something even from interactions with yourself that you are. I like to kind of be in control. Yes. Not in control in a weird. I just like to know what
when things have been done,
Yes.
or it's like it's just happening. It's like I felt like is this happening? Is this happening? And I'm
Yes.
like, alright, yeah. So
Well,
I think,
If anyone was going to test you, it's me, because I am all over the place.
and he definitely did. Yeah, but no, it's just like I think that's probably part of.
But if
I
you were
like
to, if we were to work together again, which I'm sure we will, now you'll know how I
yeah,
work.
I just think you're better doing the 42 in one go, though.
Yeah, maybe let's do that. Yeah.
I'll give you a few jazz along the way.
It was a lot of work.
Yeah, and
A lot of work involved.
yeah,
But I
just
wanted
sitting
to
down.
do it because a Northwest stop service Donegal, Sligo, Leitrim, Roscommon, Mayo, and a little bit of Cavan. So I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I thought it was relevant
Yeah.
at the time.
No, and it was a lovely way to do it.
Do you know what I want to do?
Okay.
The next time I want to start running and walking for as long as possible. Like I'm talking, not put a limit on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I mean,
24/7,
like as far as I can go, with as long as my legs can carry me.
Mm-hmm.
So there'll be a lot of walking involved. I don't care how long it takes until I get to the point where
Yeah.
I'm that's enough.
So I'll need to be there with the roll for next
That's
time.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
roll it every 20k.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. But no, I know. Look,
well,
as you said, it gets
that's me.
people talking, and
Yes,
like you said yourself, like, the last 7k you done was for someone you knew personally that you
Yes,
lost to suicide.
indeed. And I
that's-
would like to dedicate this little section to James Garrity, who we lost last year, who
Yeah.
was my father's godson, actually.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah. So yeah.
And to everyone, I'd like to dedicate everything
Yeah.
to everyone that has been lost and gone through all this.
Yeah.
And hopefully,
mhm.
if this message gets out, that it might save someone from doing something
Exactly.
similar.
Yeah. No,
Rebecca, thank you
No.
so much
thank you
for joining me
having
here in the hot seat.
You didn't expect half of that, I don't
I
think. did you?
didn't know. That
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever got like literally goosebumps when you were on about the demon from the
Yeah.
bottom of my toes, from the curls of my toes,
Yeah.
or the balls of my toes, right up the back of my
Yeah.
neck.
I was getting it too. It doesn't.
Yeah.
It's still that
Yes.
feeling is still
Right,
there
yeah.
when I do think of it.
Because
So yeah.
mental illness does run in my family. So, but
Yeah.
lucky enough, I'm 100% sound.
Are you?
100%, yeah. And neither am I.
What's your witch called over there?
Charlie.
Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie's
He's
a
a
lad.
wizard, is he?
I
Yeah.
used to not that Charlie. Charlie is I used to joke about when I used to do that joke with the kids and that, or whoever. Sure, I'm grand, there's nothing wrong with me, isn't that right? So no,
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
comedic side of things coming out.
Yeah. I look like I'm joking about it here too.
Exactly.
And I know
And
I
I-
said
and I
to you
do think
before,
it
that's
helps.
it's a way of coping.
There's
Do you
a
know,
way,
like
it's a
if I
coping
can't
mechanism. The Irish are very good at it.
if I can't laugh at it, like what
exactly.
am I going to do?
Exactly.
You know, it's just feel miserable all the time
Yes.
about it. Yeah.
You gotta laugh.
Exactly. It's all part of the medicine.
Rebecca, thank you so much.
Thank
and
you.
for everyone that has watched this podcast, thank you so much for
Mhm.
tuning in. Hopefully it has helped out someone, anyone, everyone. And if you've enjoyed the
Yeah.
podcast, please tell everyone about it. If you didn't, tell absolutely no one
Nobody.
about it. Make sure you subscribe to the Zero Bucks Given podcast channels as well. And thank you so much. And until the next time, stay safe, stay healthy, stay away from yourself.